following in the, well, if we're going to be equal, we need to showcase female sex crimes too. Otherwise, we're creating an atmosphere that is slanted towards anti male hysteria. I've already talked about the damage that Schrodinger's rapist as a concept does, or the forum blog post about your man or a man is a rape supporter if, which is basically anything, if a guy likes anything that guys like, he's a rape supporter. In other words, ugh, men bad, women good, which is why I've always disliked this kind of mindset, because it's very cavemanish in a way, very simplistic, very, oh, we're going to paint this colorful situation we call life, black and white, and then we're going to argue against that black and white, one topic takes all kind of viewpoint. I'm sorry, ladies. It doesn't work that way. Now, I am absolutely for equality for women, but I'm not going to ignore when men are getting shafted, no pun intended, in certain circles as well. And when you talk sex crimes, who are you likely to think about if I just simply said, I'm going to talk about a sex crime today? Are you going to think about women, or are you just going to get some view in your mind of a possibly lecherous, almost cartoonish looking man who's constantly drooling and maybe has, semen stained pants from profuse masturbation because of all the times that they couldn't find a victim to rape? God, that drug PSA message from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas could work so well towards, the rape ideal that women at times are adopting against men. Oh, I've got to carry bear mace because men are stronger than women by far and large, and they're always looking for sex, so I've always got to be on my toes, because even if they want coffee, they don't want coffee, they want your vagina, and will take it by force if they have to, because that's how rape works. Now this is astounding. Normally, with an unbalanced Oedipus Rex complex, which, no, that's not what my channel is named for, but with an Oedipus Rex, I can't remember my historics correctly, but as the tale goes, Oedipus Rex was a gentleman who has a disorder named for him. It's a preoccupation of wanting to, of being in love with your mother sexually and wanting your father out of the picture, becoming jealous, literally jealous of your own father, and wanting to kill him if possible because you want mom all to yourself. There's a parable that tends to go with where the name came from, but I can't remember it. It was something along the lines of, after killing his father, Oedipus had sex with this woman, only to find out that the woman was his mother, and unlike the disorder, he really wasn't after his mom, and so he poked his eyes out because he couldn't look at his mom anymore after having had sex with her. It was so shameful, so powerful, so shocking to him. But that's getting off on another rant, because we're dealing here with like a reverse Oedipus. I've never come across this before, but I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't the first time that this has happened. Mother having an affair with son arrested for trying to murder her husband. I seriously wish I was making this up, people. I wonder if what this Lifetime movie would be called. Maybe something like, I loved my son too much. Or perhaps, a mother whose love can be deadly. Something like that. For sure, as Christian Grey, what an odd name to have for such a crime to occur, will soon be wielding a Benoit balls at a movie, will be wielding the Benoit balls at a movie complex near you. The story of a 42-year-old mom, Amy Pearson, and her 21-year-old son, Michael, will be a Lifetime movie. Amy and Michael were arrested for conspiring, along with Amy's brother. Really, the brother got involved in this? To kill her husband for his life insurance money. Oh, and Amy and her son Michael were having an affair. So there's that. Amy's husband Robert was reportedly driving one day when a gold SUV pulled alongside him, and the occupant, allegedly Michael's Michael and Amy's brother, Richard, shot him in the back of the neck. Miraculously, he survived and managed to call 911. At first, Amy wasn't a suspect, but then the police began getting wind of some strange, unmother-like son, unmother-son-like behavior on Amy and Michael's part, like the fact that they'd apparently go out to nightclubs and grab each other's buttocks. Yeah, because that's normal. And they'd send lovey-dovey letters back and forth and said things like, I miss touching you. It didn't mean that time Amy put a band-aid on Michael's knee. Apparently, Amy was on the verge of her divorce from Robert when the shooting happened. Then why didn't you just divorce him? Amy and her son, Michael, could have received up to $450,000 in benefits if Robert was dead. Not so much if he was alive and the two were divorced. Kids, the whole insurance thing is always a major red flag. Don't try it, okay? This Lifetime movie will have some great dialogue too. Amy Person reportedly told her sister-in-law about the failed attempt on her husband's life. That's what happens when you send a boy to do a woman's work. I'm picturing Lindsay Lohan in this role. Can you wait for this movie? Astute readers have noted that this story was originally written referring to Michael as Amy's adopted son. That was the story as originally published in the media outlets. 2 days ago now it appears things have changed. The Huffington Post has reported its story is to reflect that Michael is actually Amy's biological son. Robert's not Michael's biological father, and I have no words left. How do you follow that up? I mean, well, what the hell? The mom was literally willing to kill to create some kind of life together with her son, who I'm guessing is maybe a biological son, maybe not a son. He is an adult. And, it's not like it was necessarily a pedophilic kind of thing, but at the same time, she's obviously much older than him. But you know what? No. I'm not going to give you guys the satisfaction because I get sickened by people who, if it's an adult with a minor, it's disgusting. But if it's an adult with a considerably younger adult woman, we're kind of okay, but still skeezed out about it. And how just absolutely ludicrous, stupid, and just wrong any of this whole thing can get to be. How, it's almost like as long as it's two consenting adults, we're okay with it. As long as they're not gay, which I'll get to in another story here, or that they're not related in any way. I've already talked about the fact that I think that as long as there's no breeding involved, there is a certain level of incest between two adults, siblings, that I don't really see that big of an issue with. Simply because at least it's two adults. At least they really do love each other, and there's the breeding part that I don't agree with, but that I'm not exactly okay with child parent adult couplings, which is just my personal preference. It's my personal bias. I know people will already say that I've crossed the line by talking about sibling love, but it's just, frankly, it's like, what would you prefer? Two child siblings, and I mean child, like 5-year-old, getting together, or two siblings in their adult life realizing that they're absolutely perfect for each other and having a good, productive life together? I shared a story on my other channel about two twin brothers who were in an incestuous and albeit successful relationship together, and how the advice columnist didn't just outright condemn them like I know society would. And in their case, they were having what is, oddly enough, in their case, an actual healthy relationship with each other. But I'm getting off on a tangent here, and I'm sure I've lost a lot of my audience already, and I'm not going to sit here and blame you. I'm just simply saying, hey, if it's between pedophilia and two siblings getting it on, two adult siblings getting it on, I think most of us would prefer two adult siblings. But I digress. I really don't know what to do with this. But see, here you have a woman who's willing to hire people to kill, and she's even willing to say that she probably could have done it better herself. What was that you say to me oftentimes, society? That women cannot be domestic abusers, women cannot rape, women cannot molest, women are completely incapable of doing the atrocities that only men are supposed to be capable of? That we must be more suspicious of men than women because we seem to see, or we study, more importantly, we only seem to study the males in cases of sex offenses, whether they be adult or pedophilic or child molester or predator in nature here. And then we act as if that's actually fair and balanced. We act as if there is no way that a woman can commit the kind of crimes or the kind of devious, disgusting natures that that men would. Not to mention there's the fact that I would love to poll you guys. Would you be more upset? And I think I already know the answer. Would you be more upset if this was the husband and a daughter plotting to kill the mom to go run away with insurance policies? Or are you more upset with the son-mom dynamic, no matter what their actual relations or non-relations might actually be? Because, I'm seriously interested to see where society has moved, if at all, on this topic. Most people would simply have their stomach churning because, oh no, it's daddy's little girl and daddy getting it on, which I'm not saying there's anything okay with that. I'm just simply saying, though, that we're more incensed when it happens to what we perceive to be, or what we can perceive to be, a little girl than we are of the boys. This is why when I talked and have talked about the evidence of actual female pedophiles, people are more quick to dismiss that, or more dismissive of it as a whole because, oh, lucky boy, I bet the mom was pretty hot. Whereas if a guy does it, oh, throw the book at him. That guy knows what he's doing. He's a disgusting individual. Or are you like me, where you see them both equally and say, if it's bad for one, it's bad for the other, and they should equally get the same kind of sentences? I'd be curious. Comment down in the comment section below.